So this character that we talk about here is union find disjoint sets. So I mean, without further ado, it's nice is we start establishing every single thing per se, and um, I don't necessarily know like whatever we talk here it's um, a character per se, but it's definitely talking about tree per se, but we just don't know if like are we casting a spell or are we casting a passive spell per se. So that's the confusing part. And for this tree, obviously it has like a specific of talking about unions, finds, and also known as the disjoint um, sets. What a long name. So obvious we always use brute force to fight against our character per se, um, and um, each character obvious that they do cast their own spells, and if there's like a legal question, we obviously have to always follow some of his rule book per se, and as much so that we have to actually come on to the playout series to actually find out about every single thing that we see over here per se. So yep. I mean this is unified destroying sets once again, and in this playout series I think that it just go by first operation per se, operation 1, operation 2, and then operation 3, and then we conclude with like the final findings that we actually have. So with the first one, it's talking about 1 and 2. So what happens is that I have a 1 that is like being joined by myself. I call myself. So cool. I originally have a 2 over here and it's calling itself as well, but this time around when we talk about 1, 2, I feel like it's saying that 2 gonna be combining with the 1 per se. So since both first thing that we look at is that the height for this it's 1 per se, and here is also 1 per se. So what I'm gonna do that, okay, since they are equal in terms of their heights, I'm just gonna join one of them to the other. So either ways I can work both ways, but I'm gonna choose 2 to actually join. So I put 2 here, action verb towards 1. Cool. Solve with the first operation per se. Second operation, it's like 4 ones, and this time around what I'm seeing here is that for I don't know, like they actually started on with like third operation, so we're gonna follow that. So for third operation is 2 4, right? With 2 and 4, and now this one it's obviously it has like the height of 2 per se, and this one obviously has 1 per se. So you ask which one is bigger. This is bigger, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use the smaller one to join the bigger piece. So it's gonna ask like who is the root of this. For 2 it's saying it's 1 per se, right? But for 4 it's of its own, right? So and we first and foremost ask which one is like bigger. This is 2, this is 1, therefore use the smaller one, join the bigger one. We pull out a 4 first, and then we say that we connect to the root of this item, which is 1. So action verb over and cool. We've done it with the operation 3 per se, and now this is cool. And last but not least, go by the operation 2 per se, it's 4 ones. So and then they started saying that, oh, my 4, whoever my family is, it's already 1, and 1, whoever my family is the same item as this. And then they started saying that, wait, what? Both is giving me the same answer. So it's gonna like start the question that, are we in a cycle? And then they started drawing this thing and saying that, okay, now because we suspect that something is going on, how can we have like 2 items that's pointing towards the same item per se? There must be something wrong. I started drawing this thing out and say that, oh, here we go. We have the 1s and we have the 2. We are connected. We are action verb over 4 and the 1s. It's kind of like connected per se. So we draw out a new ones. And 2 and 4 is also connected, and as you can see, there's like a cycle going on. And we can kind of like detect from the item that we drew before and say that, wait, what? Our root both are the same? There's something going wrong. And then we started drawing everything out based on all the operations that we performed. And we do find out that everything is like pointing towards one another, and then it forms a cycle per se. And it form a cycle per se, and that and obvious that this 3 out of nowhere, it's just out of the blue, it's over here, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, we do see that there's a cycle that's actually happening, because at the start we see that the root is pointing towards the same thing. Very suspicious, very suspicious. But this playout series, I just believe it's like just talking a very small part about a spell or a passive spell per se, and that we don't exactly know why, how things became this way per se, and that yeah. Yeah. And yeah, because we don't really know that we're talking about spell or passive spells per se. Brute force is very hard to actually fight this item around, but I don't know. Like from how I see, it's that for the last couple of days that we've done is that a lot of things that we are experiencing in trees, it's a lot to do with like maneuver around the map, with like condition based per se, and that is followed by the rule of just being able to like smartly maneuver around the map per se. So as you can see, it's like first and foremost, we are identified with an operation, and then we start to input them once, and then oh, how are we going to plant the tool per se, and we actually do ask that first and foremost, what's the height of this, what's the height of that, and then oh, they're actually equal, and then we can actually join them together. It's like a questions to actually ask yourself, which is very condition based per se, and then you study joints. So if you were to actually have a brute force to actually fight against this character, you obviously see that like maybe say for brute force, it will just be just this 1 2 4 1. It's just no direction, no anything. But for when you fight against this, so this is operation W, this is operation U per se. Operation U is like, you know, there's some of like format, there's some sort of structure that's going on, but when you talk about brute force, operation W is just no directions, they don't know where to go, and if your late code is asking you for direction and structure, it just beat this brute force out of the water easily. So yeah, and with that, everything comes to an end.